From HAR TV, I'm David Mendel with the December 2009 MLS market update from HAR. And what a pleasure it is to welcome our 2010 Chair of the Board, Ms. Margie Dorrance. Margie, welcome.
Oh, I thank you. It is my pleasure to be here. It's an honor to serve as the 2010 Chair.
Well, and really an exciting time to be coming on board as we look back at 2009, especially the last quarter of 2009.
Yes.
We saw very distorted readings as a result of Hurricane Ike, which had happened a year earlier.
Yes.
Looks like we've emerged from those clouds
Yes.
and have a more realistic look at the market right now.
I do believe our look as we go forward will be much more realistic, because the last quarter of 2009, when we compared year over year, we were comparing to a time when sales almost stopped. So I think it's going to be very realistic as we go forward.
Well, let's take a look at the data, and then we can get back into a discussion of what we can expect for the rest of the new year.
Yes.
We'll begin looking year over year. December volume of single-family home sales across the greater Houston area dipped 2.1% compared to December of 2008. Now that represents the first decline since last August. And at $152,550, the December single-family home median price rose 5.2% from a year earlier. That's the 8th consecutive monthly increase in median price, so real good news there.
Yes.
The average price of a single-family home in Houston appreciated for a third month, reaching $219,214. That's up 15.1%. That's the second highest for all of 2009.
Yes.
And in terms of months inventory, we're looking at 5.8 months. That compares to the nation's months inventory of 6.5 months. Now let's take a look back in terms of full year highlights for 2009. The Houston housing market concluded the calendar year on much sturdier ground than 2008, as we mentioned.
Yes.
Just a slight decline in property sales and pricing that was generally flat. 8.2% decline in volume of total property sales. Total dollar volume slipped 10.7%. The median single-family home price edged up 0.7% to $153,000 in 2009. Average sales price for a single-family home, $203,626, just down 2.2% on a year-over-year basis. What do we have to look forward to in 2010? We come into this year with the benefit of the extended and now expanded homebuyer tax credit. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure, I would love to talk a little bit about that, because I do think that has affected our market. I think that first-time home buyers were given an impetus to get out there and go ahead and buy a house. And now that that has been extended and expanded, the first-time home buyer can get a possible credit of up to $8,000. That transaction needs to be in escrow by April 30th and needs to close by June the 30th. The income for a single person can be $125,000, and for a married couple up to $225,000. Those are exciting things for our buyers in the market today, and they are being used by lots of people. They are invigorating our market, but we also have wonderfully low interest rates, and we have many good choices here in our Houston market.
Well, looking into your crystal ball, what do you expect for 2010, at least in a general vein? Do you think that we're going to hold our own, do a little bit better than holding our own? We've already been doing a lot better than the rest of the country.
Well, you know, I always say I wish I had a crystal ball, and I never have that crystal ball. But Bob Hale and I have just returned from the Inman Conference in New York. We, as a matter of fact, got back yesterday afternoon, and we all should thank our lucky stars we're in Texas, and even more than that, that we're in Houston. We are doing quite well. We've had issues, of course, but I really do see very positive signs for 2010. I think we're going to be very happy as we go forward.
I think the one element that might be regarded as a wild card is employment. As long as the employment landscape remains stable.
Jobs are the one major kind of wild card, or the major unknown that we are dealing with. But you know, Houston's base has broadened from, you know, the 80s, from other times when we've had big problems. So if jobs hold up, we will be very positive, I think.
One final note, I think, I know I get a lot of calls, as you do, with some confusion about the tax credit. A really good, reliable, authoritative resource is the National Association of Realtors website, which is realtor.org.
Yes, and Also, you might want to talk to your tax advisor. You need to do that. You need to talk to your lender. And I always advise everybody to speak with that lender first, because then you do know what you're qualified for, what you can do. So when you do go find your house, you and your realtor are out and you found that exact house, you're prepared to move and go forward.
Well, Margie, thanks so much for sharing your insights with us, and we look forward to visiting with you each month at this time to take a look at the Houston market.
It is really my pleasure. I love representing the 25,000 Houston Association of Realtor members that we have here in the city of Houston and our surrounding areas. I love the way they work together and serve the consumers in this city.
Well, thanks, and we'll be back in another month and take a look at the January 2010 data. From HAR TV, I'm David Mendel.
And I'm Margie Dorrance, and we'll see you next month.